That was a good day of work for me. Welcome to Marble meeting number 6, I believe. And actually, this is the third time now that I'm recording this one because the first time it didn't work, and the second time it didn't work. And hopefully, this time the phone actually works. So usually I don't record on my way home from work, but today's an exception. And each time so far, I've talked about a different thing. And for you guys who are new, this is the Marble meeting where we encourage one another, and I encourage you to get sober and remain sober using Stoic philosophy. So let me just quickly turn here because this is the hardest intersection. All right, perfect. I was talking. Let me first talk about how I'm getting out of work and it was a long day, and there was some stressors in the workplace for sure. And at the end of the day, I started to find myself wishing that the day were over already. Because I had some complicated patients I had to see, and I was tired. And I had to remind myself that no, I have to appreciate and be satisfied with every minute until the very end of the day. And we should all be like that. Because what's the point of stressing out at the end of the day and then wanting to go home? That's just going to lead us to want to relax by drinking or by smoking weed or something like that. And there's no need for that. Life is short, and every minute is a miracle for us to be alive. And so we should really appreciate every moment of every day, because things could be so much worse. And we get stuck in these times of taking everything for granted, forgetting how much worse things could be. And there would be situations in life where if we were put into our current situation from those situations, we would be so relieved to be where we are. So don't take things for granted, and enjoy every minute to the last moment. I was talking earlier today on the last time I recorded this, and I was talking about how we need to kind of trust the process. So getting sober is just the start, but things aren't going to be suddenly all better because you're sober. Sobriety gives you the ability to now build the life that you weren't able to build before because you were too busy using. But getting sober is kind of like having surgery. If you tear a rotator cuff muscle, the surgeon, he can repair it, but that's only the start to the beginning of what will be a rehabilitation process that you then need to go through physical therapy. And sobriety is the same. Getting sober is like the surgery. It's not going to fix everything all at once. Now that you're sober, you're able to rehabilitate your life and work on it with the help of Stoicism to get it to a place where you're happy and peaceful and you're not going to relapse. You're protected. And so you do that by first getting sober and then starting a process of every day improving yourself, which is part of human nature, self-improvement. And you improve yourself by making every day a little better. And each day you've got to fix certain things and remove the bad habits and put in good habits so that over time you develop a certain work ethic and a certain schedule throughout your day that becomes efficient and improves you with time. And when you do that, you will find, if you trust that process and every day you work on yourself a little bit more and more and improve your daily schedule and you organize your life and you just keep doing that and you trust that process, you will be in a totally different place in 1 year and in 5 years and in 10 years than you would have ever thought was possible for you. For me, that process has been very refined over time. My day, from the first moment I wake up, involves praying, asking for certain things that repeat each day, but that I refine over time and change. And you don't have to be a believer in God, but I'm just giving you an example of how my day goes. So it's like wake up, pray, brush teeth, put on my running clothes, do 50 push-ups, run 3.5 miles, come home, 50 more push-ups, shower, get dressed, have my protein shake in the morning, tell my loved ones I love them, go to work. Lately, I've been recording these videos. Then I catch up on my work so that when I get to work, I'm not overloaded with things that I gotta do. Right in the Marble program on the work that I'm working on with that. Then I work all day. In the afternoon, I have my lunch. By the evening, I drive home. You're watching me driving home right now. When I get home, I'm gonna wash the glassware that I bring my lunch into work, have my dinner, read, and get ready for bed. And pray before I go to sleep. And I prepare myself for tomorrow to start the day the same. Each work day is pretty much the same for me, but I refine it a little bit more over time. And each weekend, I have its own protocol. Saturdays have certain things that I do. Sundays have certain things that I do. And it gives me stability in life to do that. And if you notice, there's no room in there for me to go home and use and smoke weed. Because back in the day, I used to do that. And if I smoke weed, then for 2 hours, weed is like you get high for 2 hours. You really just block off that time of productivity. And I know there are people out there that think they can be functional with pot and they can get some stuff done, but it's not as efficient. I, for example, would not be able to do the reading that I do if I were high at the end of the day, because I like to read history. And there's no way I'm going to be reading World War I peace treaties when I'm high. I would end up swapping reading for playing video games or doing something less productive. And the same goes with drinking. When I used to drink at the end of the day, I'd relax and watch TV. But I wouldn't be able to do the type of reading that I do or the type of thinking that I do. And so I encourage you all to get sober so that you can do things productively till the very end of the day. And trust me, if you're using at the end of the day to relax and take the edge off, and you think that you're still productive, you would be a lot more productive and you would be doing things that you aren't able to do now if you are completely clean. And get completely clean. None of this California sober nonsense or using in moderation crap. So many people who even go to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, they think that they're sober even though they smoke weed, just because they're not using their initial drug of choice. And that's not sober. That's still using. And people like that, I've seen time and time again, they are so much more likely to relapse compared to people who go totally sober that it's not even funny. So I encourage you guys to get fully sober. Tonight I've got a new mic coming in, so hopefully my audio will be better. And if it's not better, then I'm going to keep working on improving things slowly but surely. And that's part of the process of improvement. I hope that these videos will improve over time too. But I think for now, they're not too bad. And I hope that if you're living a life of trying to get sober, you can watch even these Marble Meeting car talks as a support mechanism to, give you something to listen to encourage you to be sober. But use these in addition to everything else that you may be doing. Like I recommend Alcoholics Anonymous meetings or anything else like that. We have a Thursday meeting that's not a 12-step meeting. It's a marble meeting that we have on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You're welcome to join. They're free to join. So there'll be one tomorrow or today when this comes out. And I would love to see you guys there. So do listen to these in addition to other things that you do to keep sober. Every Thursday also drops a long form video which distills Stoic philosophy, and those are like my real work. In those videos, that's where I really take the time to learn myself how to apply Stoicism to addiction and a sober life. And those videos really take me a lot of time to do. It takes me hours of time to really wrap my mind around how to use Stoicism for sobriety. And then I say them on the videos. So those are the ones that you really need to watch. There's been a few of them already, and they're also on Spotify as a podcast too. So definitely take a look at those as well. Now, since this is the third time I'm doing this today, I'm trying to think of what else I talked about earlier today. I think yesterday I spoke about the philosophers, which take a listen to that. It gives you some information about the people who encourage this program. And tomorrow I'm going to talk a little bit about how something that happened to me that I think is pretty cool and that I'm proud of. And I'll talk a little bit about my backstory as well. So I'm going to stop this video at this point now because I want to make sure that it's actually even running, because so far twice already today I checked my phone and either it was turned off because it overheated, I could really use a new phone, or something else random happened and the video stopped. But I hope that you all enjoyed listening to this, and I'm going to keep improving these videos over time, and we've got many more to come. And part of my process is to keep posting. I've got shorts, and I've got these marble meeting videos, and I've got the long form official videos that really take all the time, which drop on Thursdays, which are the podcasts, I'll call them. So my process is to keep doing this. I've only been doing it for like 6 weeks, and hopefully over time I keep improving and this gains some traction. So if you're watching this now, you're an early fan, and I really appreciate all the work that, I appreciate your time to watch this, and I hope that you guys can comment so I know that I'm starting to develop some kind of, viewership here. I love you. Have a great day and stay sober.